Hey friends, I want to show you something. Now, how old is this? Shadow puppets. And you just use the shape in order to do the actual puppet show. So we're talking about boys and girls being able to use a script, write a script, and then be able to tell the story. And it might be that preschoolers would actually just tell the story in their own words because they wouldn't write or read yet. But they could definitely do that, and I think it would work really well. Now, this is an old idea that requires a light source, and you would use the shadow on the wall in order to tell the story. Another way to think about it is it could be a simple sheet and a light that's behind it, and this is the shadows of it as well. So it's probably been a long time or never that you've done this because it's such an old idea, but it's such a good idea. Like, there's not any reason why we couldn't try this. And so here's what we've got. These little figures actually are a die press that we put through the die press, and we use some corrugated cardboard. Like, we used some scrap boxes that were around and kind of tore the panels off of them and then ran them through there. And we don't really need to know all of these details that it shows on here with the lines, like if you wanted to take a marker or something, unless you wanted to do a puppet show that was just up from a table and they were talking to each other, then you would color them in, and that would be fine, just little stick puppets, and there's nothing wrong with that. Now, there's a couple of things to think about. First of all, the way that you run them through the die press machine, because you really want those channels, that corrugated part, you want those channels to go up and down, zigzag across the bottom of it, because that's where you're going to put the stick in order to hold it. If you run it this way, then it means it would run into the wall and you'd have to pierce each one. And so when we ran these right here, we ran them the wrong way. And so now these are like, whatever, and we have to go back and look at these. So let me press these out after they've already gone through the die press. And if you don't have a die press, I'm sorry. Well, I'll tell you how my church, my former church, how we got a die press. I got to looking at where's some leftover monies somewhere that people have given but they don't know what to do with. Well, guess what? It's called a memorial fund. And you go and find that, and there's money there, and maybe it was to benefit the children's ministry, and they had nothing to spend it on yet, so it's still just sitting there. And you know what? A die press machine would help a ton, and that's what we did. We bought a die press machine and our starter set of dies, and we loved it. Matter of fact, I had a friend, a senior adult lady. Her name is Rowena, and she really was terrific to help. She couldn't work with the children anymore due to her health, but she came in and pressed out bags of all the letters for teachers to be able to go in and pull out. We just hung them up on a little line, A through M and then N through Z, and they could pull out what they wanted to use on their bulletin boards and their doors, and she blessed us a lot by doing that. So maybe you could set up something like that. Okay, so here's what you do. These are like, look at this. Is this amazing or what? It is a giant skewer, like at the dollar store, a bag of these. It's so great. So maybe that was a lucky find, I don't know, but I think if you could find them, they'd be great. It's just the right width, it's not too thick, and you could use little skewers too. Don't get too bent. You can use little skewers too. But simply push it up in to the corrugated, and you can see where I'm at, but I'm pushing it up into one of those channels. I'm kind of turning it, so it's kind of drilling into it, I don't know, but it really is going in with little effort. So if you're a weakling, don't worry about it. I think you can do it. All right. And that's probably far enough to get inside that we can be able to do the shadow puppet. I like the shape of this one because he's more of a profile pointing a different direction. So one more time, if you'll look a little closer, I'm gonna just put it right inside that channel and Keep pushing it in. Keep pushing it in. Twisting, twisting, rolling it. That's all it is. No problem. And that means the sharp end is already taken care of, and the blunt end that's squared off is going to be more safe for the boys and girls. Maybe you have other shapes like these that you can also use whenever you're doing your play puppets. That would be fun. Well, this will be a fun way to work out imaginative play with your preschoolers as well as with your elementary kids. So I hope you'll give it a try. Okay, we've got lots of great ideas in our online magazine, Classroom Swag. I hope you'll take a look. We have a free copy for you right at getclassroomswag.com. Just go there and be able to print off your very own. Getclassroomswag.com. Tons of ideas for preschool, for children, for parents, just even for leadership. We want you to get one subscription and it'll be for your whole church. So that way you can bless your teachers with good resources each and every month when it comes. Check it out at getclassroomswag.com.